So my other student didn't come. I think that today it's basically a long weekend, so we can learn. So if you can able to take the equations worksheet, open it up. So we're going to use that for today's lesson. All right. All right, so let's get started. So do you see the basketball question? So let's get going back to the basketball question, sir. So VY's basketball team is at the tournament, and the other team is winning 110 to 85 with only 3 minutes left. What are the possible number of 2 and 3 point shots the team must make to catch up on with the other team? So can you just do some math to tell me? So one team has already scored 110 points. Do you see that? The other team is right now at 85 points. So the question is asking how many 2 or 3 point shots the other team must make in order to catch up on the 110 points. Do you have a pencil? Okay. So can you figure that out? Just gonna give a minute. You can use your calculator. That's okay for now. So, did you get some numbers? What did you get? How many 2 points? Sorry? How many 2 points or how many 3 points needed?
10 2 points.
10 2 points. So if they do 10 2 points, so you might write. So if they do 10 2 points, so this is 10 times 2, 20, and then plus 85. Yes, that's right. 10 2 points makes sense. Yes. And the other one, do me a favor. Can you come over here so that the projector won't be blocked? So it's easy. And then the other one is. What do we got? You mean 5 3 points?
Yeah, 5 3 points.
So 5 3 points. So 5 times 3 is going to be 15, and 85 plus 15 should be able to get 110 points. Okay, you're right. Now the question here is, so the strategy you're using it, you keep on adding. So with an 85, you try to say how many 2s will reach you 110, isn't it? And then the other strategy you're doing is so adding the 3s and then see that how many 3s will give you the 110. Now, in this particular example, it's pretty straightforward. I believe that the numbers are smaller, right? So the question here is, what if the number is larger? Let's see that the score for one of the teams, it's not possible. Let's see one team has 1,125 points. The other team so far got only 820 points, right? Now, if I ask how many 2 points or how many 5 points or 3 points, then it's not easy because you need to keep on adding the 2s, right? Or keep on adding the 3s or 5 to get 1,125, right? So last class, I think that you probably heard, we talk about variables. So when we use variables, we use variable when we don't know some numbers. That's the time we just let a variable, isn't it? So what we're going to do, this is exactly what we're going to learn. So we're going to put a let statement, let. So this is just a brainstorming, let x be the number of 2 points they have to score, right? So if I say that originally they have 85 points, isn't it? Now, if they score X amount of 2 points, then the total point they will score is 2 times X, isn't it? Are you following that? And that should be equal to how much? Based on the question. So the other team has 85 points so far. We're saying that they're going to score X amount of 2 points. If I add it, it should be equal to. Where are you getting that? This on the question, sir. What's the point the other team got? 110. So what we need to do is right now, we need to find out the value for X, isn't it? Well, this is where we're going to be using the technique called solving equations, right? Solving equations. So why do you call this an equation? You can see there is a variable, so we call unknown, right? And then there's an equal sign, right? So we need to find the X so that the statement is true. Make sense? All right. So we're gonna going back to the handout. So what is the equation? You see that you have to flip the page. So equation, a mathematical statement that has an equivalent expression on either side of an equal sign. So variable are used to represent the unknown quantity. So if you look at this example here, they just provided to us. So I'm going to rewrite this example again. What's happening? You're dividing n by 2, and then you subtract 6.3. You got 14.7. Did you see that? So on one side, we got 14.7. The other side, n divided by 2 minus 6.3. The question is to find the n, isn't it? So they say n, they just did the math, and then he's showing that n must be 42. So it said, makes sense. Let's do 42 for n. So if I put 42 for n, 42 divided by 2 minus 6.3, isn't it? So what is 42 divided by 2? You can use your calculator, 21 minus 6.3. 21 minus 6.3 is 14.7, right? You see that? Okay, so what we're going to do right now, one way to solve an equation is called guess and check. So if you can recall from previous grade, I think that I mentioned before, let's see something like this, right? So when I put a box, and then box plus 5 is 10, I can ask you to guess what should be going inside the box to get that true. 5. And then similarly, we're going to put minus 2 box is equal to 8. Okay, what should be going inside the box to make that 8? You got it, right? So without even doing a proper procedure, we can guess what should be going on, right? Okay, so when we want to learn it, we simply want to learn it, how we should be able to just solve for an equation. So in this example, we're doing a check. Make a reasonable guess, right? So first guess, I can pick a number that is, I think, is easily divisible by 6. So what they're doing is, they just try to choose a number. So in the 6, doesn't make sense. They choose 40, close enough, and then they get 42. So you just basically choose the number, right? Random number, and then based on that result, you keep on changing it until you get it right. So let's going back to this reverse flow chart. So what the reverse flow chart, use the flow chart with the reverse operation to find. So let's going back to see what we need to do is. So n divided by 2 minus 6.3 is equal to 14.7. So what we're going to do, the reverse flow chart. Are you seeing that, sir? So the operation n divided by 2 minus 6.3, isn't it? So now we're going to do the reverse flow chart. So what the reverse flow chart is actually going to do is from 14.7, look at this. From 14.7, instead of subtracting 6.3, we're going to add 6.3. Then we're going to be times it by 2 to get the original answer. Do you see that reverse operation? So originally, n divided by 2 minus 6.3 is 14.7. So let's do a simple one. X plus 5 is 10. So let's do that. So if I'm going to put that operation, we take the x, then we adding plus 5, right? then we got 10, isn't it? So what the reverse operation we're going to do? We're going to be subtract 5 from 10. You see that? What's the reverse operation? So the reverse operation is going to be, we're going to start from 10. So we're going to start from 10. We're going to start from 10. From 10, the operation we have to do is subtract 5. So we're going to put that inside the box. So from 10, we're going to be subtract 5. And then that's going to give you, in this case, x, which is going to be 5, isn't it? You see that how we can use a reverse operation to find the answer. All right. Now, the another one's called the balanced model. So there are two ways we can solve the equation. One is reverse operation. The other one, balanced model. So strategy to solve algebraic equation using analogy that whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So let's going back to n divided by 2 minus 6.3 is 14.7. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same operation both sides. So first operation, I'm going to ask myself, I don't want the 6.3. It's a subtracted, isn't it? So what's the opposite operation for subtraction? Addition. So what we're going to do this time, we're going to simply add 6.3 both sides. Do you see that? So this is called the balanced model. So what the balanced model is doing is you simply adding or subtracting or multiplying both sides, right? Now we know 6 point minus 6.3, 6.3 is gone and divided by 2. I don't know this number. Let's do that. 9. 4 plus 6, 20, 20.9, right? Are you following that? So 14.7. No, I'm not sure if I did the main math right. So I'm going to do that 14.7. 14.7 plus 6.3. Actually 21. So why I'm doing that? That is 21. Now you see that n is divided by 2, isn't it? So what is the opposite operation for division? Multiplication. So we're going to times it by. So what do we get? N is equal to 42, isn't it? All right. So you're going to be using the balance operation to show you. Now, if you have multiple variables, if you have more than one variable, what we're going to do, we're going to group the variable first. So if you look at here, using the balance operation, you see variable in both sides, isn't it? So we got 7a and we got minus 11a, isn't it? So what we do, we try to keep variable on one side. So we're doing an opposite operation. Group the variable. So to group the variable, minus 11a, we need to group it to the other side. We have to add 11a. So that's became 18a. And then the numbers go to the other side, isn't it? So let's going back to see if you can able to do a simple question. If you're using a guess and check method to determine the value of a in the below equation, what would be the unreasonable guess? What do you think an unreasonable guess for a? So 2a plus 4 is 25. What do you think an unreasonable guess? Some unreasonable guess. And then why? So this is thing A, right? So what unreasonable guess? For example, if I say a is equal to 1, do you think it makes sense? Because the other side I got larger number 25, isn't it? So guessing an example. So for example, a is equal to 1. So why a is equal to 1 is unreasonable guess? Because 2 times a, right? 2 times a, 2 times 1 is really, really smaller than 25, isn't it? So you can say 2 times a is really smaller than 25, isn't it? All right, now without using that, can you use the technique balance model to solve for that, sir? Using the balance model to find the answer for a, using the opposite operation. So let's see if we can get it done. got it. Okay, let's see. Just want to see if you're using the right opposite operation. So 2a, all right, sir. So let's see what you're doing. And so you have to be really careful. So you're adding plus, this plus co-added, right? So what's the opposite operation for the addition? So we're going to keep the variable now. What's the opposite operation for addition? Subtraction. So we need to subtract the 4 both sides of the equation. That's the first step, which you try to do, but you didn't really write that in here. Okay, are you following that? All right, next step, you got 2a. What is 25 minus 4? 21. So I didn't see that you actually did the math here. 25 minus 4 is 21. So how come you didn't write it? Right? Are you seeing that? Okay. Now we got 2 times a is 21. What is the opposite operation for multiplication? Multiplication. What is the opposite operation? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by 2, isn't it? So a is equal to, well, of course, you need to divide 21 by 2. You can use your calculator. So it's going to be 10.5. Do you see that? All right. So let me write it down. So the opposite operation is going to be, first, we're going to be subtract 4 both sides. So 2a is equal to 21, isn't it? The next step is we're going to divide by 2 both sides. So a is equal to 10.5. All right. So now we got some little tough one here. So they're not quite easy. Just we're going to be going back. And you know what we want to do is we want to practice solving equations, some easy questions first. So let's go back to some easy one from the worksheet, and then I will just do that on the worksheet. So you need to do that in order before we going back. We probably have done this one before. We are revisiting again. Okay. So you're going to do, we're going to practice. We're going to do a lot of practice. So let's do A, B, C, and D now. Okay. So I'm going to write it down the questions A, B, and C, and D so that because this lesson is being recorded. So we're going to go back to write the question. So solving equation, that's what we're doing it. So first practices, x minus 4 is equal to 10. And then question B is 3x is equal to 18. Question C is 4k is equal to 20. And then question D is 8k is equal to 56. So all you need to do is using the opposite operation to solve it. Make sense? Okay, what you're thinking? No, you're going to do it. So I'm just writing it so that it will be recorded as well. We're going to see how to use opposite operation to solve equations. You done? Okay, so, so let me going back here. So I see that you're doing the opposite operation. So as subtracting, you add it, right? Now you got, this is 14 correct. But why do you need to divide it by 2? Like, I want to know that process. Why do you divide it by 2? What makes you to think you need to divide it by 2? So you need to check. The only time that division is going to come, you get some number in front of x. So if you have a 2x minus 4 is 10, then you're right. But I only have 1x, isn't it? You see that? So it's 1x. We don't write one time x. So this step is unnecessary. So how do I properly write this step? This is 10. Then I will show you on the steps, I'm showing that opposite operation, isn't it? Then I will show you the fx is equal to 14. Do you see that? Right? Any question? Okay, proceed to the next one. So this one I'm going to be just write the steps. So we had to use the opposite operation. It's very important when we write the steps. So it's going to be 10 plus 4. So that's give x is equal to 14. Okay, can you do the B? And ask yourself what opposite operation you have to do. So here 3 times x, all right? So 3 times, that's how, so you see that how I'm reading 3 times x is 18, isn't it? So what's the opposite operation for multiplication? Division. Can you write the proper step? So 3x is, so the original questions, so the original question is 3x is equal to 18, isn't it? Right? So you need to really learn how to write things properly in math. So we need to divide it by 3, isn't it? So divided by 3, when it's come to equation, we're going to write like that, not like this. You see that, sir? This is sign. So this is going to be 18 divided by 3. Make sense? So x is equal to 18 divided by 3s. You see that? You got the answer right, but how do you present your answer is the key. Are you seeing that? Okay, can you do the next one? So let's go back to 3x is equal to 18. The opposite operation is going to be division by 3, both sides. So 18 divided by 3, 6 is equal to 6. Okay, make sure to write the right step. Yes, this time the work is organized, but you need to write the case equal to 5 on the bottom. Okay? Okay, so we're gonna go back here, the opposite operation, we're gonna divide it by 4. Case equal to 5, okay? Go back to the next one, sir. Done? All right, so we're gonna go back to a simple 8K divided by 8 is equal to 56 divided by 8, so K is equal to 7, makes sense, okay. Now going back to the next set of questions, so we need to do a lot of practice, all right. So you're gonna do E, F, G, H. So I'm gonna write the question, so this is all practice, a lot of practice. So I'm gonna write that next ones, G. Let's write on the side the question E. So the question is 8K is equal to negative 48. Question F, 4 minus 7M is equal to 63. G, 5M is equal to 11. And then H, N plus 27 is equal to 11. What's up? You need help? Yeah. You're gonna do E, F, and G, and H. A lot of practice in solving equations needed. Done. You done E. Let's see how do you do E. Minus okay, 8K. You got the right, sir. So you're almost there. Yeah, keep going. Okay, you're on the right track. Yeah, 1 second, sir. All right, 5M is, yeah, that's fine. You can just leave it 11/5. Okay, can you do, okay, H you have done. So let's see, how did you do that, sir? So you got it right. The answer is right, but I don't really like the way you're writing it. So this is something you need to bring into practice. So you're doing opposite operation, right? You're subtracting 27, isn't it? Why don't you write that in the same line? You see that? And then H is equal to negative 16. Are you following that, sir? Okay, so let's going back to this quickly. So first 8K divided by 8. So K is equal to -6. And then we're going to do -7, M is equal to -9. And then this one divided by 5. So we're going to leave that in this 11/5. This is going to be n plus 27 minus 27 is equal to 11 minus 27. So n is equal to -16. Okay, so now you're going to go back. We're going to just do a lot of practice. So now you're going to go back to I, J, K, L. You can use your calculator for any calculation. So I'm going to write it down the question, I, J, K, L for my recording purpose. I, it says 6 is equal to -16 plus n. J, it says 4n is equal to 20. And then the K says 8. E8 is equal to 11n. And then the L says 59 and is 177. Yeah. into those questions, sir? How's it going, sir? You did that. Okay, I just want to see how to do I. So okay. All right. So you need to, the answer is right, but you really need to know what you're doing. So that's minus 16, isn't it? You see that, sir? So the opposite operation for negative is positive, isn't it? So we technically need to add 16 both sides. Do you see that? Yes? Then only the negative 16 will go, right? So 6 plus 16 is 22 is equal to n. How come you're missing that step? This is what we are spending talking about, isn't it? This incredible step is missing. So when it's come to mathematics, you need to really talk to a teacher, but communicating using a mathematical language. All right. So what's makes you difficult to write the step? Because that's something I'm curious to know. Like why you didn't think about writing the step? We're talking about opposite operation. So you see that there's a negative 16 with the n, with the variable. So we only want variable to be alone. So anything attached to the variable should be gone, right? So we have to apply the opposite operation. So let's going back to the next one you try to do. So, okay, I'll keep going. So do you understand the step? Huh? Yes. So if that's difficult to see it, you can also revise this. You can write this one to the left side, minus 16 plus n is equal to 6, right? So what the goal in solving the equation is, we just want a variable. So you're going to close the variable and see what is outside. You see that? And I close the n, I got a 16, but it's a minus 16. So I don't want a negative 16. I need to get it up to 16, right? So what do we do? It's going to be minus 16 plus 16, and only I can get it up to 16. Are you following that? So minus 16 plus 16 is how much? 0. So n is equal to 6 plus, right? You can go back to the next question, sir. So this one, the opposite operation, it's just adding 16. So we're going to do 6 plus 16 because of the minus 16. So that is 22 is equal to n. Okay, keep going. Are you following that? Okay. Ask questions. If you get stuck, ask questions, okay? If you keep going, well, the other ones, those should be pretty straightforward. I'll be back in a minute. What's going on? It's stuck? Okay. this is pretty straightforward. You got that right. All right, so let me write that. So you find that pretty straightforward. So it's gonna be 4n, we're gonna divide it by 4, divided by 4, n is equal to 5, and divided by 11, divided by 11, n is equal to 8, divided by 59, divided by 59, you got n is equal to 3, which is pretty straightforward. Now, what we want to do is, let's going back to a little different operations. So there are questions. You're gonna do t. Is t divided by 5 is 1.6. So that is t. I mean, this is the question called you. This question called you. Okay. And then we got the we. Question we is we plus 41 is equal to 4. And then w is equal to v minus 4 is equal to 44. And then x is minus 5 is equal to v divided by 5. Can you do those questions, sir? U, V, W, and X. You know which questions are? V, W, and X, yes.
Did I do T, U?
No, you didn't. So we're gonna go back to the opposite operation. So 1.6, isn't it? So the question is basically say t divided by 5 is 1.6. Now the opposite operation here is you're dividing, isn't it? What is the opposite operation for division? Multiplication. So we need to times it by 5 both sides, isn't it? So 1.6 times it by 5. So that is going to be t is equal to, if you times it by 5, it's going to be 6 times 5 is 3, 8, isn't it? Are you following that, sir? Makes sense? All right, so far we have done opposite operation for multiplication. Now the division. So if you have a t divided by 5, the only way you can get it done is we're going to multiply by 5 both sides. 1.6 times it by 5, t is equal to 8.0. Okay, that's the point. How's it going?
on X.
Okay. And okay, let me take it right. So use the next step. Somehow you're getting the answer, and then there are some mistakes. So you got it. The opposite operation is subtraction, isn't it? Okay. So why don't you write the steps like this? So u plus 41 is equal to 4, isn't it? So we need to subtract the 41 both sides. So you need to show on the equation both sides you're doing that, isn't it? Didn't I? And keep on showing that steps, right, sir? So why you keep on forgetting that? Huh? So this is going to be show u is equal to 4 minus 41. It's not 37, it's negative 37, isn't it? You see that? 4 minus 41 is negative 37. With u minus 44. The answer is right, but what I don't like it, just you need to show the complete step. It's pretty easy to bring that into practice. You need to show you're adding 4 both sides, isn't it? Are you seeing that? So that's going to give you u is equal to 48, isn't it? So now you multiply, correct. You show the steps here, sir, but you need to multiply by 5, correct. You multiply this time, you got that right. Okay. So now we're going to moving back to, so let me quickly just take it out of the solutions. And moving back to some complex ones on here. So this is going to be v plus 41 minus 41 is equal to 4 minus 41. So v is equal to negative 37. And v minus 4 plus 4 is equal to 44 plus 4. So v is equal to 48. Now the opposite operation, we need to times it by 5 both sides. So minus 10. Fine. All right. Now we're gonna move back to working with 2 steps. We're gonna going back to some 2-step solving equations. So I'm gonna moving back to doing just 2-step equations. All right. So 2 steps solving 2 steps equations. Okay, are you seeing my board, sir? Kind of. The sharing. Okay, can you pull that out? Let's see. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do that. The line is blocking it. So we're gonna moving back to solving 2 steps. So what the 2-step equation is? Let's point back to a simple example. 2x minus 5 is equal to 15. So Why there's a two-step? First of all, with an x, there's another number, isn't it? So if there is no number with the x, this is called the one step. All we do is we do the opposite operation. So subtraction, the opposite operation is addition, isn't it? So that is 15 plus 5. That gives you x is 20. But here I can't really do that because 2x minus 5 is 15. Then 2x minus 5 plus 5 is 15 plus 5, isn't it? You see that? All right. That gives us 2x is equal to 20. Do you see that step? First step, we move the number to the other side by doing the opposite operation, right? Right now, we got an x, but this is not 1x, it's 2x. The opposite operation for the multiplication is division, isn't it? So we're going to get x is equal to 10. Did you get that? Did you get the steps there? 2 steps. So let's going back to the questions on the 2 steps. So we're going to going back to 3x plus 11 is 5. So that is question A. Then we got question E. 12q plus 8 is 26. That's the 2 steps. So I'm just writing only the 2 steps. So E, and then we got F. 4s minus 9 is 39. Can you solve for that? So you know that A, E, and F. So let me circle that first. A, E, and F. So you're going to do A, go to E, go to F. Okay. Same idea, same logic. What's up? Stuck. So do you see the steps I did? So first step, just look at it. So first step. So let's rewrite it again. We're not going to touch this guy. The one with the x, we're not going to touch it. So we want to get rid of this number. So you see that as 11 is added, isn't it? So the opposite operation for addition is? So we will subtract 11 both sides. Make sense? You got that step? Are you following the step? Any question with that step? Okay, so this gives us 3x, right? 5 minus 11 is negative 6. So is that good? Yes? Now it's 3 times x, isn't it? To find the x, we need to divide it by 3 both sides. So that's give x equal to minus 6 divided by 3 is minus 2. Minus 2. Minus 6 divided by 3 is minus. Do you get that? So it's a simple step, but it's 2 steps. We move the numbers to do the opposite operation. Then we either going to be divide or multiply based on that. So 3 times x means we either divide, isn't it? Can you do the other ones? Same idea. So 3x plus 11 minus 11 is 5 minus 11.
I didn't see.
You see? So 12q, you subtract 8, 12q divided by 2. 18 minus 2, okay. That is 3 over 2, it's going to be 1.5. Okay, sir, to the next one. You got it right.
and then F.
You getting the sense? So yeah, so let's go proceed to more questions. So where we are, okay, so you're getting a sense of it. Therefore, you're gonna do G, H, and J. So this is opposite operation. First, we have to get it up the 8. So 12Q is equal to 18. So Q is 18 divided by 12. You can simplify by dividing by 6 is 3. So 1.5, you want to write it. Again, this one 4s minus 9 plus 9 is 39 plus 9. So 4s is equal to 48. So s is equal to divided by 4 divided by 4. S is equal to 12. So you might need to learn the timetable, sir, okay? So it's okay. Calculator should not be the solution, right? Minus 24 divided by 6 is minus 4, sir. Right? Minus 24 divided by 6 is minus 4. Make sense? Are you following that? Cool. So let's move on right now to you got those questions. Okay. So we're gonna moving back to some little tricky questions. So I'm gonna put this time a box C, B, and K, and I. Can you put the one I put squares?
Did I do B correct?
That's all right. Let's see how to do that. Which question are you working on? No. So that's why I gave the question. So yeah, we check. So this is 4x minus 6x is equal to 4, isn't it? So first you need to simplify that. What is 4x minus 6x? Which is simply x and x, the same quantity, right? It's the same variable. So that's minus 2x, isn't it? Are you following that? You see the technique? So first we simplify. It's called the likely term. Isn't it 4 apples take away 6 apples, isn't it? 2 apples. Now you know what the opposite operation is. You need to divide it by minus 2. Make sense? Are you following that? Okay, keep going the other one. So that's a tricky question. That's why I just asked you to do it. So this is on the second page. So which question? Yes. So this is like that. So let's write the question too. So what did we got? We got minus 4x minus 6x. Actually 4x minus 6x. 4x minus 6x is equal to 4. So first we simplify that 4x minus 6x, which is negative 2x. And to find the value of x, we're going to divide it by minus 2 both sides. So that's going to give x equal to minus 2. Are you following that, sir? Yes? Okay, can you go back to the other one I check mark?
Did I do C correct?
So what's the problem with questions Joe, when I, so this is, which question is this, C? Okay, so you got minus 10. You might need to write your minus nicely, confusing, right? Plus 3k is 5. So you see it's a minus, isn't it? What is the opposite operation for minus?
Addition.
Addition. So why are you doing minus here? You see that you're doing minus. So you know the opposite operation for minus is addition, right? So we need to, first, so what the goal is, we want to get rid of all the numbers, isn't it? So we're going to be at minus 10 plus 10, right? Plus 3k is equal to 5 plus 10, isn't it? So 3k is equal to what? 15. To find a k, we're going to divide both sides by 3. So k is equal to 5. Are you following that? Yes? So here's things you need to understand. So just gonna me stop that.